So welcome back to this channel. So in this video we want to look at the basic operations on functions. And what do we mean by saying basic operations? Basic operations in mathematics are just the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So our interest here is how do we add, subtract, multiply or divide um, functions. In the previous videos we look at examples or types of functions. So how do we add them, how do we subtract them? That is what this video is all about, and a better understanding of this is going to help us in our calculus. So we begin with the first one, which is addition. We have, suppose g of x is equals to x squared and h of x is equals to sine x. H of x plus g of x is equals to g of x plus h of x, and that is equals to x squared plus sine x. Why? Because g of x is x squared, h of x is sine x. So g of x, that is x squared, plus then h of x, which is sine x, and that's about that, nothing more than that. Then the same thing is applicable to subtraction, except a particular case which I'm still going to quickly explain. Now we have here h of x minus g of x is equal to sine x minus x squared. Why? Because h of x is sine x and g of x is x squared, so h of x minus g of x therefore is sine x minus x squared. But we have to take note that h of x minus g of x is not the same thing as g of x minus h of x. Minus have that issue. Take for instance 3 minus 2 is not the same thing as 2 minus 3. 3 minus 2 is 1, 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Both of these are not equal, and the same thing is applicable to function when it comes to minus. Plus is associative, that is why it is this and this are the same in this case. Then the other thing again is, apart from the addition and subtraction, is that functions can also be multiplied. What do we mean by that now? So let's look at multiplication of functions. So still using what we have here, g of x and h of x. So now how do we find h of x dot g of x dot h of x? And this is something as g of x times h of x. So just like we know, g of x is x squared, so that become x squared times h of x is sine x, that become sine x, and this is x squared sine x. So we can see now that what we have here is actually a product of true functions. Please let us take note of this, because it's going to help us a lot as we continue in our calculus. So we can see here now that this is a function coming from polynomial, while this is another function coming from trigonometric function. So by multiplying them together, now we have x squared and sine x. Now for the division, I'm going to make use of another function for the division. Let's take for instance now, let g of x be exponential x and h of x be equals to ln x, which is the same thing as log x base e, as I've explained in the previous video. So now g of x over h of x is equals to exponential x over ln x. So this is division, which you also call something like quotient. So we have here g of x over h of x equals to exponential x over ln. We have other examples like let f of x be equals to x minus 1, g of x tan x, h of x equals to exponential 2x minus 3. So we have all these questions to evaluate. So the first one here is f of x plus g of x. So here already f of x is defined as x squared minus 1. So if you have f of x plus g of x, then we have it as x squared minus 1, because that is f of x, plus g of x, which is tan x, so we have plus tan x. And this is all about it. We can add them together. Then number 2, we have g of x dot h of x, which is the product of g of x and h of x. So g of x is tan x, so we have here tan x, dot h of x, which is exponential 2x minus 3, so we have it here. So it's always advisable that the exponential comes first, and that's why we have here exponential 2x minus 3, then tan x. So whether you write it this way or this way, both are acceptable, but this one is just more clearer. Number 3 now we have, which is I've got 3, we have g of x minus h of x. So this one is very simple. G of x is tan x as seen here, so we have here tan x minus h of x, which is exponential 2x minus 3. Then number 4 we have f of x multiplied by g of x. So f of x is x squared minus 1, then times g of x. Now since our g of x is tan x, writing tan x just here is not going to make any sense because it's not going to be clearer. So what is advisable to do is that we put this in parentheses so that we have here x squared minus 1 tan x. So this one is more okay now because we can see from here now that this is our f of x, while this one is g of x. Then number 5, we have h of x dot f of x. Now h of x is exponential 2x minus 3, as we can see from above. Then f of x is x squared minus 1. So just like this case, is advisable when you have something like this, put it in parentheses. It become more clearer, making us understand that this one is h of x, while this one is f of x. Then the last one which I'm going to look at in this video is h of x over g of x. So h of x now is exponential 2x minus 3, then upon g of x, which is tan x. So some of the exercises that you can play with will be shared in my comment below, so you can download some of the exercises to practice, and you can also comment your question or some things that are not clear to you in the comment section. Thank you.